Yes, I'm on. I'm just moving rooms. All right. Alrighty, let's go ahead here with 46. 46, you'd like to know thoughts and feelings when you saw you last shift. Let us see. Make sure these are in the upright. Alrighty. So when we have the Seven of Wands coming forward, there's a bit of like a defensive energy is coming forward. Defensive is not the word I'm looking for. Maybe a resistance. Because when we have the Three of Pentacles, we're thinking about working together. We're thinking about connecting. We're thinking about being around each other. So this is the energy of like, I want to work with you. I want to be around you. I want to be, the Three of Pentacles can be, I want to be your coworker. I want to be working around you today. And with the Eight of Wands, I want to be sending out good intentions towards you, connecting with you, being in your energy. And as well as the King of Wands, I feel passion to be around you. I feel desire to be in your energy, or I feel this like confident pull to be around you here as well. So we have these three cards that want to bring in some sort of form of connection. But then the Seven of Wands is like, I can't really do that. I'm thinking about ways that could maybe hold back. I'm thinking about ways I could get in my own way, things that could kind of stop me from connecting with you, right? There's a sense of like resistance. And with the Death card, we can be wanting to have change come forward, but we can also just feel like things are changing in general around us. So I would say it seems like their thoughts are coming forward as, I want to connect with you, but I don't really know how to make that happen. And I'm trying to send out some sort of energy, send some sort of signs, some sort of signals to connect with you, but then I get in my own way and stop it from actually even happening. So they're feeling a excitement to be in your energy, feeling a sense of trust, and a desire to connect, but then also feeling kind of a sense of like stubbornness when it comes to connecting as well, about thinking about where maybe things need to change or things need to be a little bit different in order to connect, in order to have a point of flow, rather than just moving forward with a sense of ease. So we have, I feel misunderstood. This could be why here with the Eight of Wands, we're trying to send out some sort of signs, we're trying to send out some sort of signals, but maybe it gets changed. And with the idea of the Seven of Wands, we end up in this place of resistance instead of in the place of flow. So they can feel like the way that they're trying to come forward is maybe not the best way, or they're wanting to come forward in a particular manner, but feeling like it's not being shown in the way that they want it to be shown. So that's what I would say. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now, and we are on order number 47. I don't know why I wanted to read backwards and say 48. 47. Let's go ahead and see. You'd like to know, are the two of you going to connect before he settles down and forgets about yourself? Let us see. So it's not entirely certain. When we have the idea of the Hermit card coming forward, the Chariot, we would see the two of you being drawn to connecting, right? So we see connecting, we see some sort of flow, we see some sort of movement. However, with the High Priestess, there are some things that are going to be hidden when it comes to the idea of connecting. And with the Hierophant coming forward, there could be some sort of energy of commitment lingering around. So not to say that they're already involved with somebody, but there might already be some sort of rules or some sort of ties or some sort of directions of life that they're heading into when they go to be around you. So let's say that in order to, just as an example, in order to be around you and be in your energy, they have to be on the commitment train, right? They have to be having a commitment ticket to the commitment train so that they can be in that point of energy. So now that they're in that energy, we have the Hierophant come forward. They're seeking commitment. They're seeking structure. They're seeking long-term energy. And because they're seeking this, they're able to connect with you. But because they're seeking commitment in general, they might be calling more of that to come forward into their life. So they might be in a place of being ready to settle down, whether it be with you or with somebody else. And that's just kind of the energy that they're drawn to. Because when we have the Hermit card coming forward, it's like a personal journey. It's kind of like they're searching for the things that they desire. They're searching for personal fulfillment. They're searching for healing. And so it might be like along the lines of they're not necessarily settled down with anybody in particular, but they're very close to settling down because they're in that energy of settling down. That's kind of what I see coming forward. So I would say it's definitely possible that you'll see them before, because we have this opportunity to connect, but there might be some sort of deeper underlying energy here that, you know, works with a little bit timing that we just can't move forward with certainty 100% and say yes, because if they're in a place of searching, if they happen to change certain aspects of themselves, they might meet somebody in between, right? So you're on the line that the tracks go forward with for the commitment train in order to meet them, but it's just depending on who gets on the stop before that. That's kind of what I see this energy coming forward here as. So what's coming near that's good for you? All right, so there's something from your past here, or maybe you've left behind from your past, that's coming forward. When we have the Page of Swords, there's a curiosity involved, so you might have been curious about it, thinking about it in one way or another. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, it's just going to be tied to some sort of memories, and it's trying to come forward towards you here with this Ace of Cups as well as this Knight of Swords. It's trying to come forward towards you really quickly so that you can have kind of like a quick dopamine hit. This could be something that maybe you were worried about, Three of Swords, unsure about how to maybe fit into your life or unsure about how it could happen. Just as an example, say as a child you were somebody who really liked to paint, but as you've gotten older you just don't have the time to paint. Painting supplies is stupidly expensive. And so you're like, well, I just don't know how I can fit that into my life here right now. All of a sudden some sort of like free painting class opens up at the museum and you're like, oh, wow, I can do that. It is free. I don't have to worry about, you know, stinking $15 a tube of paint. So there's an opportunity here to kind of like fulfill that energy, right? So I see something like that coming forward. Something from your past that would be good memory building, good opportunity of connecting, something that would feel fulfilling is trying to come forward towards you to bring that fulfilling energy. Maybe you've even thought about it and been a little bit curious how this opportunity from the past can come into your life, whether it be a person or a situation or an activity, hobby. Maybe thinking about it a little bit or finding it just in general kind of pop into your life. And that's the energy that's coming forward here. And it's trying to come forward quick to give you a quick dopamine. Now, I would say this could be quick come, quick go, because the Knight of Swords can kind of be a pop in and leave behind. So it may not be something that stays for a long time, just like the example of like the free class. You go there for the evening, you do the class, and then you leave, right? There's something that could be like that, just an instance of it, rather than being something that stays. So that's what I would say. So let's go ahead and see. Has D thought of you? Let us see. So I would say yes. With this combination, Queen of Pentacles as well as the Nine of Cups can feel a little bit of nurturing energy coming forward there, or going after what one wants. So they could be thinking about you when it comes to going after their manifestations, going after their desires. But the Nine of Wands can be closing ourselves out to things instead of allowing ourselves to experience something. And so this could say that they have thought about you, but it kind of comes forward in a way of like, thinking about you and then saying, okay, I have to shut down the thought. Okay, thinking about you and then, oh, I have to shut down the thought. Because the Nine of Wands wants to create a wall between ourselves and our desires. And if they're coming forward here with the idea of the Nine of Cups, bringing forward these desires, bringing forward these wants, then we don't really have the flow, right? We're having the want and then we're shutting it down. So they might also, in the Page of Cups, kind of come forward in maybe a little bit more of a lighthearted way. So they think about you not necessarily about seriousness, but more so thinking about you when it comes to the idea of creation of memories and joy, like wanting to have something that feels fulfilling, wanting to have something that feels joyful, right? They could be thinking about you in that way. So far we have your voices in my head. They could be thinking about something that you've said or something that they want you to say, trying to maybe think about how would you react to certain situations, what would you do in certain situations if they were to say some things. They told their friends about you here as well, and they do feel like they've known you from a past life. So they may be trying to figure out the grander meaning as to why the two of you have been able to connect in this lifetime, and kind of maybe spitballing with friends to see what does that look like, what does that mean, how are we connected. We also have I see you glowing. So they might be looking at a photo of you or have seen a photo of you and feel drawn to your energy there as well. And then also no contact is killing me. So they could be wanting to say something, wanting to connect in a particular way, and feeling the weight of being unable to come forward, or feeling the weight of being unable to connect in that manner that they wish to do so. So that's what I would say. Oops. So let's go ahead and see. What did you learn yesterday? Let us see. All right, so with the Hermit card as well as the Nine of Pentacles, there's something about the self and something about going after what you want. This can maybe say that you've learned something about what you truly want to do or how you truly want to move forward, or it shifted you into an energy here about being able to value yourself a little bit more, recognize your place, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, within a group or within family. This could be learning about how you want to build yourself up beyond today, recognizing your worth of today, but then where you want to be tomorrow. The Queen of Wands, Nine of Pentacles comes forward with like a recognition of self in a way that's more confident or more passionate, or how do I want to phrase that? We have this recognition of like our own value. So the Nine of Pentacles is we're standing in our own energy and we are feeling good about ourselves. The Queen of Wands is we're standing in our own energy and we're confident about ourselves, but we're also attracting more things to come forward. The Hermit then brings forward this idea of figuring out our pathway, next steps and next moves, and where we want to go ahead one step at a time. And the Page of Swords is a curiosity in terms of moving forward. And then the Ten of Pentacles can bring like long-term value, structure, building up for tomorrow. So there could be something about you learning what you want to do or how you want to move forward, or shifting your energy, learning about yourself and what you value, or learning about yourself and your wants so that you can build up and find a way to move forward of something that benefits you. Something along that lines is what I would say. So let's go ahead here with 48. 48, you'd like to know what are his next actions towards you. All right. So Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, we're wanting to bring forward some sort of nurturing or comforting or caring energy. But when we have the Five of Swords come forward, we're a little bit worried about being on the same page. So this could be that their next action wants to kind of bring some sort of comfort, bring some sort of connection, but they're confused or unsure about exactly how to do that. So they may not have a specific next action like, oh, I'm going to text you a paragraph telling you how I feel, or I'm going to ask you to dinner, right? There may not be something that specifically comes forward with this combination. We instead more so have like a little bit more of like a desire or an intention, but not the certainty in terms of execution. Because the Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, that's where we want the balance and we want nurture. But then we feel the sense of like strictness, uncertainty, disagreements, this factor of not being able to be on the same page or unsure about how to maybe have something flow forward in a way that works for the two of you. Then we have this anxiety, uncertainty, and worry, and this feeling of heaviness or responsibility to apply the execution, right? To be able to move forward and create this action. And then we have this uncertainty that comes forward with the moon, where we're just not quite sure as to what is going to be the leading factor forward or how something could go ahead and unfold itself. So we have this like desire to have balance, desire to have something that feels nurturing, something that feels cared for, something that brings forward a flow between the two of you or makes things feel equal. But we have such a strong uncertainty about how to make that happen and a feeling of maybe resistance about needing it to happen in a certain way or needing it to give a certain outcome that we just don't really know how to even get that, right? It's like we're feeling we want it to be something that feels caring, but caring can only happen in certain ways, or you only take caring in certain ways, right? It's kind of like, and as an example, if we wanted to do it through love languages, so, okay, we want you to feel cared for, so we're going to have to do your love language, but your only love language out of like whatever the 5 or 6 of them is gift giving. So now I have to think of a gift that meets the requirements of the gift that you would want in order to make you feel cared for, right? There's something like that that's coming forward of wanting to be able to bring forward this flow, this comfort, this nurturing, caring energy, but feeling the restriction and uncertainty about how to execute that. So that's what I would say. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out. temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. Alrighty. So, 49, you'd like to know, how does he feel when he thinks of you? Let us see. All right. So there is a passion and a longing coming forward here. When we have the Queen of Wands coming forward with the Three of Wands, these are two cards that are calling things to come forward towards them in a place of passion or excitement or a desire. So this combination down below here would say that they would feel a sense of longing or a sense of desire in terms of connecting with you when they're thinking of you. And we also see that sense of longing or want or kind of feeling drawn into your energy with the Hermit, feeling guided or pulled towards you. Feeling curious could even come forward with the Hermit there as well. Now, the Three of Pentacles can bring forward a feeling of trust or feelings of security. This could be a comfort in knowing that the two of you have some similarities, or a comfort in knowing that the two of you could maybe work together or would have oh my goodness gracious, similar values. And it could also give forward the excitement when it comes to the idea of growth possibilities. Now, the Two of Wands also gives forward these growth possibilities as we're thinking about the different directions that something could take in the future. And so they can feel a point of excitement or curiosity, or they can kind of just feel like the an adrenaline of energy here when it comes to thinking about you, because we have this sense of like the possibilities, right? The possibilities are endless, or the different directions that could come forward can come ahead as a feeling of excitement for your energy there too. So that's what I would say. So let's see what else needs to happen in the personal lives here before the two of you meet and talk. All right. So Page of Swords would say that there's some sort of knowledge and growth that needs to come ahead. And when we also have the Nine of Pentacles, there's a sense of security within self. We would also see the sense of security within self with the Hermit. So this right side triangle would basically be like needing to stand on our own a little bit more, taking command of our life a little bit more, being in a place where we can feel comfortable being ourselves, recognizing our value, and taking charge of where we want to go in life. That's what needs to happen. Also with the Five of Pentacles in the reverse here, closing the gaps to the obvious things in our life. So this could be recognizing our negative patterns, recognizing where we need to have some sort of self-growth, recognizing the things that we have been avoiding in life. And with the Two of Wands, this is planning and taking action. So opening up our mind to different possibilities, allowing our mind to expand, allowing our mind to maybe be a little bit more adventurous. It's kind of like taking charge and going after our desires can come forward with this possibility card as well. So I would say the things that need to happen is to be more in pursuit of one's own goals, being more curious about where you can take action in life, working on your own things that maybe we hide in the closet or shove under the rug, like bringing forward self-growth and pursuit of self-goals can strongly come ahead with this combination. Is like chipping away at the top of the iceberg here. When it comes to what needs to happen. So going after your own goals, standing in your own energy, and not brushing things under the rug for personal growth is what needs to come forward. So, what did he tell his friends about you? All right. So it seems like with this Six of Cups, they've told him about experiences that the two of you have shared in the past, just interactions. And the Three of Swords, they can be worried about the idea of moving forward. With the Moon, the uncertainty about moving forward. So it can be that they've told them about the past interactions between the two of you, and they're not quite sure on how to move forward or what the future is going to hold or how to connect and make something happen. They've mentioned here with the King of Cups on how there's feelings on their side and that they're coming forward forward from a place of the heart, and they do view you as somebody who's quite desirable here with this Empress, somebody that they would like to, number 3, grow with. But with this 3 of Swords, they get caught up in their mind and they're uncertain about maybe what to say or how to take action or how something can unfold. And with the Moon, the uncertainty of the pathway ahead. So I would say that this is a very basic combination. It's not something that's coming forward of going in depth. It's not really something that's coming forward as like even in certain ways bragging or things like that, right? It's just more of like saying, hey, I was talking to somebody or connecting with somebody, but now I just don't know where things are going to go or what the future is going to hold, and I have these feelings, but I just don't know where the future is going to hold. That's kind of what I see coming forward here. It seems like a very basic conversation rather than something that's maybe been mentioned multiple times, or rather than something that's gone in depth, because even the Moon can say that we create some sort of confusion about it, or we create some sort of uncertainty about it as well, where it's not just a complete we're diving in deep like therapist style talk. It's just very much on the surface level. So that's what I would say. So let's see, is he going to find his way towards you? So I would say 2 of Cups with the Knight of Cups. It's definitely possible in time, but right now, 4 of Pentacles, we're at a place where we cannot extend ourselves. So the Judgment is saying that we need to look at maybe the overview of things, especially with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords can say that we can be in a certain place of saying, well, I would do this, or I would do that, or I can see how I would reach out, so it should just be that easy to reach out, right? But when we get into this energy of the 4 of Pentacles, it's asking us to kind of realize where maybe things could be a little bit held back beyond our control, where there could be some insecurities, where things could just kind of be in a place of being stalled instead of working out or moving forward in the way that we want them to. But the 2 of Wands can talk about the idea of open possibility, with the Knight of Cups bringing our desires to come forward towards us. So I would say in time, but it's probably not going to be something that is going to happen in the way that you want it to. It's probably not going to happen in the time frame that you want it to, is what I meant to say. Because it kind of needs to give something some openness, some leeway here in order to be explored in time. But it's something that maybe cannot happen in the way, I guess I keep saying in the way that we want it to. In the way that we want it to, it may not happen, right? If we want it to happen in a specific time frame, in a specific direction, have them come forward in a specific way, it may be something that's a little bit more stalled than that, especially with the Queen of Swords energy. We may be too strict when it comes to trying to make something happen in a particular manner. So we have our love can endure all, as well as I see you as a soulmate. So they do see you as somebody that is important to connect with in this particular lifetime. And this I love can endure all energy comes forward with a point of desire, right? So want to connect, a feeling of yearning energy. But we also have priorities come forward. So 4 of Pentacles, priorities. We have these things that we need to kind of do in our lives or prioritize in our lives, and there needs to be the point in time for them to be able to achieve those things. Waited long enough that I can't call you. I would talk about that with the 3 of Swords that we just saw, the more of the space of being worried about what to say, what to do, unsure about how to connect in certain manners. But we also have a can't get enough of you, which can come forward with that Empress that we saw there as well, seeing you in a very desirable light as somebody who is admirable. So that's what I would say. So let's go ahead here with personal reading order number 50. 50, you'd like to know, is he going to want to get back together? Let us see. So There is a want, but there's also very conflicting energy around it. When we have the Five of Wands come forward, we are at a place where we can work through the conflict, but we're recognizing that there is conflict, especially with this Two of Pentacles energy going back and forth, and with the Two of Swords still deciding. So the Hierophant comes forward and it wants commitment, it wants structure, it wants longevity, and the Lover's card is viewing this as a choice to be able to make. So we can choose to move ahead with this, but we're seeing some difficult energy in doing so. And so we go back and forth when it comes to thinking about it. On one hand, we like it, we like these ideas, yes, we'll go ahead with it. On the other hand, we see where there could be some conflict, see where there could be some resistance, and where we need to change how we're working together. So I would say that it does look like he's going to want to get back together, but it's not just, yes, I'm going to jump ahead, off the deep end. This is, I need to be eased into the pool here so that I can see that, there's no sharks in the water, that nothing's going to be an issue between the two of us, that we can work through our issues and find a way to move forward with a calm, smooth manner. So I would say that there's definitely a want that's coming forward here, but it's not just a jump blindly. It's I will move forward in time, slowly. So that's what I would say. So let's go ahead here with 51. 51, you'd like to know, was it recently that he's talked about you? So I would say no based on this combination. The Ten of Swords can be something that's been drawn out, something that's been longed out. The Temperance card also gives us the idea of patience. The King of Swords can be somebody who's analyzed a situation, so maybe it's been something that when it was on their mind, immediately they brought it forward, and now they've been giving the time for themselves to kind of think about it, especially with this Ten of Swords, something that could be more affecting them over a period of time, rather than just, spreading it out. We also have with the Nine of Cups coming forward, the personal wants or the personal desires. So based off this, I would more so say that this is something that has been kind of put out into the universe a while ago, something that maybe is now like they've closed out, which is why we maybe saw the moon, something that they brought out to their friends, they told them about it, but they closed it out, and now they're kind of letting it sit in their own mind, and that might be why we saw that uncertainty or lack of depth that was coming forward, because it was just maybe their friend saying, hey, what's got you in your funk, what's got you in this state of energy, and then they tell them about it, and then they kind of shut that back down, and now they've just kind of let it affect them, and it's just kind of been in this place of flow, especially when there's no movement. The Six of Pentacles can be something that's very balanced. We don't have the shift. The energy on the scales is quite balanced. Even though we're wanting movement with the number 6, it's something that's quite stable. So I would more so say that this has been something that has been not very recent that they've talked about it, and they're now just allowing their minds to kind of sit with this instead of being something that they're going to talk to people about. So that's what I would say. So let's see, did he tell A about you? So I would say he may have told A about you, but didn't necessarily mention your name. Something like that. Nothing identifiable. Because when we have the Seven of Cups coming forward with the Four of Pentacles, there's a sense of like holding back. There's this idea of confusion. There's the idea of illusions here with the Seven of Pentacles. Rather than allowing flow to come forward here, we hold ourselves back. So the Lover's card can kind of give the idea of choice. So maybe they have other people that they're talking to or other people in their life, and so they allow something to be a little bit more up in the air. They allow something to be a little bit more all over the place rather than allowing it to be something that is going to be very open. And so with the Three of Pentacles, they might have just kind of talked about the surface level of things. They might have just talked about the basic connection. They might have just talked about anything that they could kind of just create a point to flow with rather than it being something that they could be overly expressive about. So I would say not specifically. I don't think that they told A about you and said your name or showed a picture or something like that. I think that they might have just been in more of a um like more in a broad sense of talking about you, or like just a lack of description is coming forward here. So I would more so say no than I would say yes. I don't think that this is coming forward here of telling them specifically about you. They might have told A about the idea of you, but not about you yourself. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now, so if you're interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and see, does A like you? All right. So based on this combination, I would more so say no than I would say yes. The Nine of Swords coming forward here, as well as with this King of Swords, can maybe think about where there could be some problems in connecting, there could be some problems in communicating, there could be some, just in general, worries that they are seeing. With the idea of the Devil card coming forward with the Five of Pentacles, there's also this sort of resistance when it comes to connecting as well, that maybe they feel like there is some sort of distance, or there's some sort of energy here that's not necessarily in the best place of flow. The High Priestess can also come with intuition or secret, or it can also come forward with kind of, yeah, just kind of like a point of intuition. They're just feeling like there's something that's not quite clicking. They're feeling like there's something of resistance. There's feelings of uncertainty or anxiety. So I'd more so classify this as a no than I would classify. I don't know why I forget to shut that off every day. I would classify this as a no rather than classifying this as a yes. There is a distance or kind of like a anxiety or uncertainty that comes forward. I have it set to go off at 9 o'clock, and I forget every day to turn it off. I don't know why I have it set, but I will remember. It's supposed to be 6 o'clock, but the vacuum wasn't working for a while. And so I don't know why it's just decided to start working. I don't know. uh, but yeah, I would more so classify this as a no than I would classify this as a yes, because there's a lot of restriction. There's a lot of difficulty here in communicating and connecting, and just, yeah, feeling this sense of like resistance around flow. So let's see. Did A tell him about you? Yeah, so that can be the strong energy there when it comes to the idea of the devil and the Five of Pentacles, of like, where are we connecting, right? The resistance around connecting. So let's go ahead and see. Did A tell him about yourself? So I would say no. There's a want to. King of Wands, Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands can come forward with a point of ego. So they might want to tell them in a point of bragging, especially with this King of Wands, Ace of Wands. It's a passion, it's an excitement. It can come forward in bragging energy. But with the Eight of Swords, with the Four of Cups, they might be a little bit worried about what they would say, or worried that they wouldn't kind of take it in a good way. There's something that comes forward with then restriction on communication, or worried about other people's thoughts and ideas. There could be with the Four of Cups something that wouldn't be accepted very well, or talking about like repeating the past in some sort of way. So this could say maybe there was another situation where they were talking to somebody, connecting with somebody, something like that, and it just didn't go over very well. And so now they could be worried about other people's opinions when it comes to telling people things. So I would more so say no than I would say yes. There might have been a desire to kind of bring out this sort of brag with the King of Wands, Ace of Wands, maybe even like instinctual with the idea of the Knight of Swords, very, very quick energy. But it looks like they more so shut that down rather than continued the conversation. So I would more so say no than I would say yes with this combo. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com, for the live personal readings. Alrighty, let's go ahead here with 53. What's still stuck that is blocking your success? Let us see. All right, so the top three cards can be the subconscious. When we have the moon, it's like the deeper layer. When we have the horse on the six of swords looking back, it's the subconscious. When we have the five of cups, it's looking towards the past. So things that have affected us in the past is what's holding you back. So this could be old beliefs. This could be internal restrictions. It's like, oh, if you put any old human on the top of a building, they're going to feel the feel of falling, right? An average human is going to fear falling. They're going to fear the heights, right? If you have somebody see a scorpion, you are going, or a snake, right? A child is going to fear that. It's something that's just innate in us to fear these things based off of our human programming. And so there's something that's going on here in your subconscious mind that's creating the resistance instead of creating the flow based on your past. So this could be anything. It really just depends on how and what specifically you're trying to achieve, but recognizing the feelings that come up during certain times is really important. So maybe keep like a journal with you, keep a notebook with you, and then allow yourself to recognize the feelings as they come up. Okay, when you go to a new place, are you afraid to try something new in the new place? You can't do 2 times new, right? You have to now get the same food that you always get. Or is it when you go to a place that you have never been and you're trying to find something, you have a hard time asking for help, right? What are these things that come up when you're trying to go after your manifestations, that you're trying to go after your desires, that you can recognize that there is some sort of resistance in your own energy, in your own feelings, the reactions that your body gets? That's the energy that's blocking you right now. The King of Swords with the Three of Wands could also be looking exterior. So we could be looking externally a little bit more than we need to be. So we're looking for the things around us to give us the signs, to give us the signals, to give us the ideas, to give us the push, rather than looking internally and saying, yes, I can do this thing. Yes, I can take action. Yes, I can make it happen, right? Looking outwardsly rather than looking inwardsly could also be blocking your success. So let's go ahead and see, when will the two of you meet? When the two of you meet, will it be divinely aligned? Let us see. All right, so we have the moon and the sun card coming forward. So there's an element of yes and an element of no. So yes, oh my goodness gracious. Yes, certain portions, unnecessary tongue twister, will be of the divine timing. But with the Five of Pentacles, it's like we're going to put you in line with each other, but it's not a guarantee that you're going to even see each other, right? Or a guarantee that you're going to be connecting with each other. So I kind of see this as there was an experiment done where people that were lucky and people that were unlucky were involved in this experiment. When they were told to go to a particular place, they were told to walk down whatever, let's say Main Street, walk down the main street and turn left onto the first street and walk into the first cafe that's there and sit down, right? That was what they were told. This group of people that were unlucky, the group of people that were lucky. The group of people that were lucky, when they were walking down the street, they were more likely to notice the $5 bill that the studio had put on the ground, that the researchers had put on the ground. They were more likely to notice that, versus the people that were unlucky, or deemed themselves to be unlucky, I should say, walked right past it. The people that were lucky, when they got to the cafe, were more likely to start a conversation with the person beside them. That conversation was specifically made with somebody who was actually like a CEO of a building or something like that, a CEO of a company, I should say. And so they started to make connections. The self-deemed lucky people now not only found a $5 bill, it was planted, but they found the $5 bill. And they also talked to somebody who could perhaps help them with their career, also planted, but had they not started that conversation, they would have never had it, right? Versus the people who deemed themselves unlucky, walked past the $5 bill, didn't even notice it, and then also didn't start the conversations with the people beside them, leaving them in a place where they didn't really connect with people that could help them move forward, right? So that's kind of what I see coming ahead here. Yes, it'll be divinely aligned. We will put you in the same place at the same time. But will the action be taken? That is up to the two of you to decide, right? Are you going to notice each other? Are you going to connect with each other? Are you going to be in the place of deeming yourself lucky? Or are you going to be in this place of unlucky? That's kind of how I see this combination coming forward here. So let's go and see. What are you holding yourself back and it's still making you feel stuck? Let us see. So the Ace of Swords could be recognizing the truth of a situation, and the Ten of Swords can be in a sense of betrayal or self-pity. It can be in a sense of thinking about things in a wrong manner or allowing words to be used against you. So we could say the mind. The mind is what's keeping yourself stuck. It's making you feel stuck. It's holding you back. The limitations on ideas. I can't do this because of X, Y, and Z. I can't do this because I have to wait for that. I can't do this because it's not possible, right? The mind, the limitation of the mind is what's holding you back. The lack of ideas and opportunity of going after Two of Wands, the different possibilities that want to come towards you is what's making you feel stuck. So you can't feel stuck. Well, let's explain it this way. The mind can make you feel sick. The mind can make you feel happy. The mind can make you feel stuck. The mind can make you feel liberated. It's the mind. It's the ideas, the self-imposed ideas that's making you feel stuck. At any point in time, you can go after an alternative reality that you want to see, but you have to allow yourself to bring forward clarity to yourself to go after these things that you want. You can feel, just as the same way as if you stay in the house all day, you might feel a little bit, down. If you stay in the house all week and you don't go outside, you're really going to start to feel contained. Just the human behavior within itself, in the mind, whether you recognize it or not, you will start to feel contained. And you'll recognize that sort of release as soon as you step outside. The mind then feels free, the mind feels like it can explore, and then you allow yourself to deepen that energy. You go to a brand new place, all of a sudden the mind feels like the possibilities are endless. So the mind is what's keeping you stuck. Self-imposed limitations is what's keeping you stuck. Not allowing yourself to go after the things that you desire is keeping you stuck. And the feeling is created from the mind rather than the experience itself. So I would more so say the mind is the energy here that's keeping you stuck. Have a little thief going after my tea on the table. That's the one thing about these cats. Anytime I make a cup of tea, I have to keep all eyes on it or else it will be gone in 2 seconds. All right, so let's go ahead and see 54. You'd like to know, when will the two of you meet? Let us see. So we have the divine timing alignment here with the idea of the Wheel of Fortune. It's something that may not necessarily be predictable when it comes to just saying, oh, January 5th at 2 p.m. in a central place, right? We're not just able to kind of bring forward that sort of idea. The Star card coming forward with the Four of Pentacles can say, you'll meet at a point of release in your life. You'll meet at a point where we're opening ourselves up to vulnerability, where we can allow ourselves to go after our hopes, our desires, our dreams. Three of Cups, when the two of you are more on the same energy frequency, right? When you're in more of the same place, not just physical place, but just place in life in general. And the Emperor, at a point in time where you're able to take more control over your life or stand in a place of more authority over your life, that is when the two of you will meet. So I don't see the energy coming forward here as, again, just kind of saying, oh yeah, February 5th at 2 p.m. is when you're going to meet. I don't really see that sort of energy coming forward here. I see it as more of like, whoa, 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 goodness gracious. I see it as more of like check boxes. It has to be divine timing. It has to be opening up. We have to recognize our self-imposed restrictions. We have to take control over our lives, be in a place of authority to go after the things that we want, and be in a place that's open to celebrate or open to connect with each other, right? Allowing ourselves to be at a place where our frequencies align. That's when the two of you will be able to meet. But I just don't really see it coming forward here as something that's, again, like, oh, April 2nd at 5th, like to pinpoint it down to the date and the hour. We have, I promise. So they're wanting to make some promises and fulfill some promises here. But the I wasn't ready card can come forward as saying, like, I promised, but I'm just not ready. I wasn't ready in the past. Even though there's a sense of like wanting to fulfill or wanting to pursue, there's still a point of restriction. Now, deception can also come forward as a card as like all is not what it seems. So don't make assumptions in either way about their behavior or about their ideas. They may not be able to move things forward in certain ways or connect in certain ways right now. And there might be something that kind of holds them back, but there's wanting to create opportunity, wanting to create connection and flow when we do have the I can't stop thinking about you card, because we're wanting to have some sort of opportunity here of movement. We're wanting to have opportunity of connection, of value. And then when we also have the time flies by when I'm around you, there's a sense of feeling connected to you, or feeling like when they're thinking about you, they kind of get lost in the idea of you. So there is a strong point of desire that's coming forward here. There's a strong point of flow. There's a strong want to connect, but it just seems like timing is not very much in the same place, that there's a point where we need to maybe work on ourselves here too. There's just reconstruction that needs to happen in order for the alignment to come forward. So that's what I would say. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings.